Okay, so for this scenario, we have a shooting at about 110 platform Adam. This is near the A2 corridor. Call will come into central dispatch that someone has shot somebody on the platform, and we have a patient on the platform. In this scenario, the shooter is a disgruntled former employee, and he just shot his foreman, or his former foreman, because the foreman fired him yesterday. The shooter now tries to go upstairs to the corporate office for this company, which we're going to call ABC Company, and they are going to try to enter the corporate office of ABC Company, where they can shoot the owner of the company and whoever else was involved in the firing. So he comes up here to the second floor, and he is now attempting to get into the corporate office. He's banging on the door. In the meantime, several things are happening at Central. People on the platform level have already called in to Central that someone has been shot. Central has made the announcement over the public address system that someone has been shot in Building A. There's an active shooter. Shelter in place. If you are not in the building, stay away from the building. That announcement has already gone over. That is one of the first things Central is going to do. Why? How long did it take for me to walk upstairs? Seconds. These people up here on the second floor have to know that they have to lock those doors and keep them locked. You have to make that announcement ASAP. So that's why you go over to the fire alarm panel as soon as you get the information that you need, and you make that announcement. Central has also notified all the armed officers in the field via radio. They've gone over the public safety channel and also over the maintenance channel, and they've let everybody know that there is a report of a shooting on Platform Adam, down by 110 Platform Adam. And of course, you also want to make sure that the maintenance people don't walk into a shooting situation. Remember, we have maintenance and janitorial people working in these buildings. They have radios. Let them know what's going on. So we just put this announcement over. The people in the offices have locked the door. They are not opening the door. The gunman is pounding on the door, trying to get into the office, checking the various doors, trying to get in. Public safety officers will respond to the scene. They are going to confront the gunman here. They're going to confront the shooter, and they're going to take appropriate action.
It's a drill. If everybody takes a look at their boot, should be a blue tag on the bottom of everybody's left boot. That signifies that we're all cold, because I don't ever want to see anybody get hurt. That's real important. Are you normally armed?
Yes.
Currently today you're not armed. Also, the other reason why we unarm everybody is because we don't want an accident to happen. I also work for Homeland Security. Blue on blue is what we call it back at home. Cop on cop shooting. You are going to see yellow vests out there. Yellow vests are going to be your evaluators. All of you wearing our soccer ones, our soccer mom ones, are going to be the participants. But when you get to the evaluator, they might go, hey, that person's shot in the head, what are you going to do? The most important thing here is be detailed. This is a drill, be advised, I have people down. It's real important to get that this is a drill out, because we don't want somebody to think we actually have an active shooter situation going on right here. If you are driving to a location, drive slow. This is a cold drill. Response times are not being checked. I understand that if there's an active shooter and there's people down, you're driving fast to get there. No, not here. So if you're there wishing you had more people, get on the radio and say, I need more people. Hopefully they will dispatch more resources to your location. Everybody's good with that. We're not playing imagination here. You have to have the resource in order to deal with what you have to deal with. Evaluators will give directions if conditions get unsafe. There is no ninjas. We're not dropping people out of the ceiling here. We won't be doing anything crazy.
what's the location? Shooter, what's the description? Yeah, what's the description? What's the color of clothes he's wearing? What's the description? Hello? Hello? Transport Department of Public Safety, Ferguson. Acknowledge. And for what's the description of the expression? Need help? Alright. This is a drill, this is a drill. Our officer be advised we just received a call from platform item for active shooting. This is a drill. Our officer please respond to the location. This is a drill. Our officer respond to the location. The location going to be platform item 110. Time for this is a drill. Our officer respond to the location. Central to Toll Plaza, Central to Toll Plaza. This is a drill, this is a drill. Be advised we have an active shooter in progress. This is a drill. Toll Plaza, exit the toll booth, please. Central to maintain that. Central to maintain it. This is a drill, this is a drill. We have an active shooter in progress. This is a drill. Maintenance, this is a drill. Be advised, this is a drill, this is a drill. We have an active shooter in progress on platform item. This is a drill. All units, be advised. We have an active shooter in progress, this is a drill. Turn around, make a call to 911. Just real quick. 911. Be advised, this is Underscore Department of Public Safety. We have an active shooter in progress. Location going to be 772 Edgewater Road. That's between Drake and Alex Street. Be advised, we have armed officers and property. We have armed police officers and property. Active shooter in progress. Could I have a unit at Central? I need a unit at Central, one unit at Toll Plaza, one unit at Central. This is a drill. And a unit at Toll Plaza. Central to Southgate. Southgate, be advised, all pedestrians are being advised to exit through the Southgate. It's an emergency. This is a drill. This is a drill. Also, I need a unit at the Westgate. I need a unit at the Westgate and MPG. This is a drill. Unit at Westgate and MPG. This is a drill. Central to armed officer. What's the status out in the field? This is a drill. What I want you to do, that's a copy. Home officer, be advised, we're located, an individual is going to be on row Adam. Can we have a unit enter from the department chief office location and another unit enter from to a location? This is the drill. Underscore Department of Public Safety, Ferguson. Transport. Units in the field, be advised, we have one person injured on platform Adam. We have a armed officer location. This is the drill. Be advised, all pedestrians are being advised to exit the candle and emergency. This is the drill. This is the drill. 10-4. Need a unit at the Westgate and MPG. This is a drill. Unit at Westgate and MPG. This is the drill.
Okay, so you guys pull up, you're here again, you're getting pulled that way, but I flag you down. I'm on the evaluator, but right now I'm who called. Okay, I called it in. It was just a man here with a gun. We got a victim down. The foreman, the amount of victims down. Bullet hole to the head. No pulse, not breathing. I'm also shot. I got shot in the arm. I flagged you down. Now we go. Okay. All right.
This is a drill. This is a drill. 1 Sarge Central for myself and 1 enforcement. 84. I have 1 male expired, and I also have 1 injured. Right by the platform, by the staircase at 110. Myself and enforcement continuing to search.
This was gonna be a white male, looked like a teenager. He's wearing a yellow vest with orange and gray. He had a black hoodie on. His hoodie was on.
Now, what direction was he going?
He was shooting. He was shooting everywhere. He was shooting down here. He was shooting. I think he went.
All right, what canvas?
I think he went that way. Yeah, he went in that way. Cold black. You see a hands? He's banging on a door, holding what appears to be a gun. Well, that's what you see.
There's no people here.
That's what you see him. You see him banging on a door?
This is the drill. This is the drill. We have the subject on stairway in the hallway, Adam 2. Subject visible, Adam 2. This is the drill.
You see him open.
Acknowledge, central acknowledge. Approach with caution and make sure you guys have your body camera on.
He turns. He turns, faces you with the firearm pointed at you.
On the floor. Get on the floor. On your knees.
He's not complying with that. He turns abruptly and tries to fire at you. He turns abruptly and he tries to fire at you. Right now he's trying,
Bang, bang, bang. Shots fired. Subject hit.
you put the suspect down.
One Star Central, shots fired. Suspect down, weapon retrieved. This is a drill.
Lieutenant on the air. This is the drill, This is Lieutenant. Subject is down, medical is needed. 111 Adam. This is the drill.
They say it's the murder.
Need a unit of central and 1 unit of 2 plaza. 1 unit of central, this is a drill, and a unit of 2 plaza. This is Southgate, be advised, all pedestrians are being advised to exit through the Southgate is an emergency. This is a drill. 10-4. Need a unit at the West Gate and MPG. This is a drill. Unit at West Gate and MPG. This is a drill.
This is drill 10-4, I'm 84.
This is Central. At this time, show 2 plaza shut down, no vehicles allowed to come in.
This is a drill. I have 1 individual down from a gunshot wound, left arm at the West Gate.
2 EMT en route to the West Gate. This is a drill.
What are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Well, I would apply pressure or take off a piece of clothing and wrap it around.
So kind of like a tourniquet that you shot in the left arm?
Yes.
Okay. Are you doing anything else? So,
That's a copy, Kane.
so are you doing anything else to him right now? Or do you, I mean, you could...
Well, I will make him my priority
Okay.
right there until the EMT gets here. When the EMT gets here, I still direct traffic out of the West Gate.
So you got a big crowd of people here. There's about 50 people here trying to get out. This search house building up. You know, you're handling this all by yourself. Is there? I know you got an ambulance up front. What are you doing now? You're on foot.
You got someone. You got tourniquet up now. Do you need? You know, there's someone else here. There's another cone right there. There's a male. There's one of the bystanders, a male, just had a cardiac heart issue, and there's now someone doing CPR on him. And you're still here. So
I'll ask for backup. This is a drill. This is a drill. I have another individual going into cardiac arrest. I need backup.
Okay, so this is a drill. This is a drill.
This is a drill. This is a drill. Westgate.
Okay.
in the interim, what he was telling me is that he's going to try to form, like, as best he can, like a couple orderly lines to get them out. But you know, obviously, in the situation, you have an active shooter right now, so people aren't exactly going to be, you know, cooperative as they're coming out. So what would you guys do now? So let's just say you had 150 people here.
Are you ready for an index in there, or do you need to allow them to do some more stuff?
We're good. Let's keep it real. If you want to end it, let's call it.
All right, 10-4. Crystal, all instructors out there. Crystal, all instructors. We're at an index.
Can you call for an index?
Yeah. 10-4. Mark the time. 0846. End of exercise.
If you wouldn't.
What are you going to say in this announcement?
This is a drill. The situation is under control. Suspect has been handled.
This is a drill. Central to all toll plazas. Be advised, time is 8:46. This is the drill. Make sure it's nothing good.
Copy that. Robbie, copy that index. 10-4. Chris to Dave, you copy that index.
So good. I see 3 errors.
10-4, copy, all set.
The heat of the moment, I should have turned to my partner so to notify upper management.
Hello again. I have a question for you.
Right.
How'd that feel?
It feels good.
I mean, did it feel like you were kind of sort of in it?
Yes, because as soon as the calls are coming in, I have to think quickly because we do have armed officers, we have unarmed officers. I have to know who to dispatch. For the unarmed officers, they have to be out of the area of the danger.
Yep.
So,
So I have a question for you. That took a whole 20 minutes. Was it worth your 20 minutes?
yeah,
What do you think? Think you guys got something out of it?
definitely we got something out of it.
Because I thought you guys, you were making really good radio transmissions. I have a question for you. How many ambulances do you have on site? Do you know?
So far, I counted 6.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Because I write it down.
I'm impressed. Very good. Very good. Did you use your camera system?
Yes.
So you were able to see him, right?
Yes.
Right off the bat, because I thought I heard it early on that you guys were able to. Who pulled it up? You? What'd you think of it?
I think it was a lot, but I'm learning, so at least I know like how fast it's gonna go. Like I was a bit confused because I've never been in this situation before, but I think I learned something.
So it definitely put you in the situation instead of just standing around talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What'd you guys think?
It was a whole lot going. It was pretty controlled up here. A couple of things just from the observation standpoint is for us to get out of observation and start thinking about, okay, if this comes up, what's our checklist? Who are we going to call? So it was very, very, very helpful.
So what we're going to do is we're all going to meet back. You won't be able to take part in it. We're going to sit down, and what we basically do now is we roll out a big map of this location here. And then what we do is we start off and we're going to take poker chips and we're going to position them as how everything started and how everything worked out, which is one of your officers did. So that's normally what the next thing we'll do. But hey, thank you very much for your time, dude. And I will see you back over there. Thank you very much. Charles, I'll see you guys over there.
Yep.
Cool. Good stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Fucking fantastic. You were
Yeah, but we just
perfect
got to
dispatcher.
know.
Perfect dispatch. Yeah. You. I was actually impressed. Good job. All right, ready? All right, we're gonna head upstairs.
Straight and forward, right? Okay. So inside of dispatch, Charles, where are you, bro?
Right here.
All right. So what happened in dispatch right off the bat? What started this off? Do you, what they do?
We received a phone call that there is an active shooter. The dispatcher, he immediately put the job over the radio for public safety, for toll plaza, and for maintenance. Toll collectors acknowledged immediately, and he went and he made his announcement over the fire alarm system.
Okay, cool. So they wound up, I heard them contact the front gate to start shutting it down. I also heard that they went over the radio and said something along the lines of all armed officers are supposed to respond over to
Right.
here. So how many armed officers are they sending at that point? Do we know?
Well, he said all, so there were 3.
3, right? So they have 3 armed officers heading in this direction right off the bat, right off the get-go, to this location right over here.
They did see the shooter on the video system.
Yep.
And then he put over a description, and what I didn't expect him to do, but he did, without actually pleasantly surprised, he actually asked for the units to come in from 2 different directions.
So you were one of the responding units. Where were you? You were also
right behind them.
right behind them too?
Yeah.
Where were you?
At the south.
At the South Gate, okay.
Yeah.
So you're South Gate, and where were you with them? With these guys, right? Did you guys hear the transmission of the fact that they could see a suspect?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys got that? Do you remember what they told you the suspect was wearing?
He gave a slight description, but then I spoke to the individual that actually made the call because he was on the platform, and we had 1 expired and 1 injured. Gathered enough information to see what direction he went, cleared that area. People was running downstairs, so we cleared and went upstairs. That's where we saw him. And it matched the description too, because I put it over the air.
Yep, I heard your transmission over the air, 100%. So you guys all got there. Did you stop and do any medical? No, right?
Expired 27 was injured and moved, go to the platform, stay away from the area. And the expired person was already gone already.
Yeah, he actually told me to get out. He said, go over there and wait for medical. So he removed me from the potentially dangerous scene and sent me to a safer location, told me to wait for medical.
They're shutting down Toll Plaza, correct?
Right.
Okay, so what happens next in your timeline? Do you have anything else? What do you got next?
At 8:16, Sergeant Fernandez reports 1 person shot on the platform.
Okay, so we get the response from these guys over here that we got somebody shot over there, okay?
Right. 8:17, there was a call of a person shot at the West Gate. I don't know, is that the person from the platform that transported over to the West Gate, or was it a second shooter?
No, he came from downstairs. He came from downstairs and we sent him to the gate.
Okay. All right, so, but at 8:17, I guess when he got over to the West Gate officer reported that he had a person shot?
That was the villa.
That was the villain. Okay.
That was green.
Green.
You were at the West Gate, right?
Yeah.
What did she make? Did she make a transmission? Did she
So
do
yeah,
something?
she came over and said she had a wounded victim with a gunshot wound to the left arm.
Right.
What's the next thing that happened in dispatch?
At 8:18, there was a description of the mail transmitted. There were 2 things going on. There was a phone call. People started calling, asking for information about what to do. The dispatcher was telling somebody to shelter in place. At the same time, there was a radio call about the description of the person. So it was still a lot of chaos, confusion up there.
So we got another phone call that comes into dispatch saying that there's large crowds and I need to get out, what's going on and stuff like that. So we made a couple phone calls to dispatch to see if we could actually get them a little bit more confused because it's real world. Think about it, it's going to be. And I thought they did a real good job of not going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They had an officer at that location, that turnstile gate, that started to figure out what she had and what she needed to do, which was awesome. What happens next?
At 8:18, we had another code, very large crowd at the exit. At 8:18, we also had further checking of the video, and Central sees the suspect up on the 2nd floor. I know Chelsea sees it, the second person at dispatch, she sees it.
Okay.
And then at 8:19, individual in cardiac arrest at the West Gate.
So that West Gate is becoming a problem right off the bat, right? They got an officer there. They're dealing with one shooting victim. She's got tourniquet on. She's now also dealing with somebody in cardiac arrest. What's going on with these cops? They're probably moving up the stairs at that point, right?
They had moved to the hallway, where E2 hallway, saying that there's someone shooting, and the second person, after the second person comes out saying there's someone shooting upstairs, they move upstairs. They move up tactically. They don't just run up the stairs.
Cool. So you guys deal with the stairs, right? How much is a pain in the ass the stairs, right? You get up to the top of the stairs. What'd you guys do at the top of the stairs?
We analyzed the hallway, we surveyed the hallway, we saw the suspect maybe 100 feet away. We engaged with him, and thus the apprehension took place.
So what was really nice upstairs, because I had a chat with Lacey, originally they were given commands to which he was following, right?
Yeah.
So in the real world, if they're actually following your commands, you guys are just gonna go with it, right? At some point, did we change that up a little bit and force you guys to have to pull the trigger?
Yeah, once he start walking towards us with a gun, that's it.
That's it. Charles, what else you got going?
All right, so this point of the incident is when a lot of the things converge at one time. 8:20, the lieutenant and the team entered the staircase and started making contact with the subject. 8:21, the Villa calls in that he is at the West Gate. 8:21, NYPD drives up the toll plaza. 8:21, Sergeant Fernandez calls in, shots fired, suspect down. 8:22, Officer Luzanara says that MPG was open. And in the meantime, when all this traffic is coming in, Central Dispatch was on the phone. They had to drop the phone to get back to the radio. So everything happened in the span of 60 seconds, all at one time. So it was real.
Yeah, it was real, right?
No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah, so I was at Toll Plaza. So when the first ambulance showed up, redirected them around the street to the south gate. So that's where they were redirected.
Right, because at 8:24, I have a radio transmission from Southgate that the ambulance is not here yet. Okay, so yes, that was happening. 8:23, there was another call, suspect down requesting ambulance, another call. Westgate also reported that they had multiple people that needed medical. 8:23, Central was on the phone with 911 again. And units are still calling in status update. 8:24, EMT says he has someone with a cardiac and he needs EMS.
So, for me, Charles.
Okay, at 8:31, there was a call back to 911 for additional resources.
Okay.
At 8:33, the person who was backing up Central started making notifications.
So you said notifications. What kind of notifications?
Notification to Chief Harris and notification to the CEO of the company.
So do you guys, brass now, do you guys have something in stone of what to do when an officer gets involved in a shooting? Because in real world, this officer gets involved in a shooting, and I'm a boss on scene as a YPD officer. As soon as you're done with your shooting, you're not doing anything else for me. You're not researching rooms. As soon as I can get him off the scene, that's the first thing I want to do. Because one, man, he was just involved in a stressful situation, any one of your officers. Two, he fired his weapon into the line of duty. Three, you're a suspect until you're proven innocent. You did nothing wrong, you did performance of your job, but that's not the way everybody looks at it. We have to protect our officers.
You'd want to get the information, but at the same time, the shooter, as Chris mentioned, in the state of New York, is considered a suspect. The Attorney General's office is going to have to send an investigator and investigate any officer-involved shooting that results in death, or any police interaction that results in death. So he'd want to consider himself very careful. He'd want to consult an attorney, discuss. These are all things that market management should have in place, these discussions. Maybe the first discussion is just mental health, right? Because we want to make sure he's okay.
He's treated as an aided, and normally the supervisor's supposed to take his firearm.
Yeah, we would do it, we would also take the firearm.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I don't want to get too far off topic, because we could have an entire discussion on policy, and we can help you with policy. That's something we can help you with. Yeah, eventually you're going to take the firearm. We want to do it very sensitively.
Yeah.
Because to us, he's not a suspect, right? To us, he's our brother. He just saved the day. He saved lives. So to us, we want to do it very sensitive. But we're going to take his firearm. We're just going to do it the right way. We're not going to walk up and just grab it out of his holster, which...
Right, something to think about. It's a big
very
real
good
world
discussion.
thing.
Very good discussion we can have.
Right, so we had at 8:44, there was a call for crowd control with the press, and the officers outside diverted NYPD for that. 8:46, we called it into the exercise. 8:42, after ESU comes, we started getting NYPD brass. We started getting captains, inspectors, deputy chiefs. The big boys started coming. I asked Central what he would do with them. He said he would send some of them down to the scene and maybe keep, one or two up at Central.
Something to think about. That's a great call, because we threw that in afterwards. That wasn't in any of my codes. That's exactly something else to start thinking about. Normally, the guy up front did the right thing. Send them all to dispatch. Because if you send them all to that one location, They're in one location, and if they want to start going, what's going on, they're right in the mix of things. Instead of putting them on a corner somewhere where they have no idea what's going on. If you stick them in a corner where they don't know what's going on, they're going to want to know what's going on. They're going to push their way through. Something else about your dispatch, it's small. It's small and the front door's lockable. If you want to send their biggest person to your dispatch, it probably works because every time something comes up that New York City doesn't know, you guys are right in the same location. It works best for this facility here at Hunts Point. When NYPD brass starts showing up, marry them inside the system. Because if you guys are together, they don't step in and go, I'm just taking control of things. I'm not saying they won't, but at least they can show up and go, hey, what's going on? And somebody in dispatch can go, look, I got units here, these guys are down here, I have big crowd control over there, I need a little bit of help on this, and what do you want me to do? And at that point, New York City can start really pouring in their resources to where you want to go. Because in reality, the end of this is to get all your units out and get them all in. It's basically just a transfer of. The biggest thing for you guys, though, is going to be that crowd control. So let me go around the table before we come back to you. Anything else from your exercise location?
I think body cam wasn't turned on right away, so I think that's something that we have to remember. I don't know if a transmission was aired, so that's something we want to consider, especially for like an officer-involved shooting. We're going to want to capture all of that information on those body cams, so that's something to do. So.
You guys were on?
Yeah.
Awesome, good,
Good.
beautiful, good.
I talked about the closing of the toll lanes. If that gets bottlenecked up with those tractor trailers, we're not going to be able to spin them around either. Another thing to consider is if that's not closed, an ambulance comes in and we're not sending them into the scene yet, we're rerouting them, they're going to have to make a U-turn in there too. So we need more resources to assist on that front as well. There's going to be pedestrians coming in. There's going to be pedestrians coming out. They're going to be running out. There's going to be chaos. It's going to be mayhem. We need more resources. So he was there by himself initially, I think, and after we spoke to him, he was very overwhelmed, right? So, which is a common, he did a great job, but it's an overwhelming kind of situation. So just remember, there's going to be people leaving, press is going to come up, they're going to be, saying, and they're sneaky. In the scenario, we had them bypass him and walk towards the toll plaza because they're going to want to get the best shot possible. So they're going to evade your commands. People aren't going to listen to you. So it's just important that that's all accounted for also. He did a great job overall. Forgot to make some radio transmissions initially, but that's because he was telling me what he would do. So he was telling me, and I'd say, okay, so just air it. So just remember, if you're doing something, make sure Central Dispatch knows, air that, because if you're taking action, they don't know what you're doing. So if you air that, then it updates everybody, keeps everybody on the same page. So aside from that, I think he handled everything well.
Not much. The shooter location, the guys did an excellent job. I did have a question for dispatch. When they aired the description of the shooter, did they air where they got the description from? Dispatch say, hey, I'm on camera, I just saw, because there was confusion, right? Because I was like, I didn't give the...
He didn't say he saw it on camera.
Yeah, I didn't hear him say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may have, and I could have missed it. I had a lot of radios going on. That's something that would add some layer of credibility to it. If they hear, hey, I'm seeing him on camera, now they know. But I was just curious if I missed that or not. But it was really well done. And again, any hesitation is normal because you don't know whether I'm done talking to you, are you reacting? So those are all go without saying.
Rob?
Yeah, so I thought the officers did a great job with the two victims. A little hesitant on the crowd control, getting the officers. Again, like Dave mentioned, they were telling me things, and then I was kind of encouraging them to air it. When they did get the crowd, I mean, they were even to the point where they were trying to get the ambulances to the West Gate, which was good, it was close, but they needed more people to even get that crowd back to get the victims out. I mean, I was trying to create a situation where there's a couple hundred people funneling in. The officer did a great job trying to reroute some to the South Gate, but there's still a massive amount of people in that situation running to the gates. So even when they had the ambulances out there, I kind of didn't leave them off the hook right away until they got the NYPD there. I kind of had the crowd at the gate. Once they got there, then we got the two ambulances out. But I think they did a great job quickly even getting the victims the aid. The EMT got on scene. I think he did a great job of seeing one stable, finding the other one, and kind of using his skills to do that. So I thought it was really nicely done.
So now I'm gonna come to the big man. Watch the whole thing from inside of dispatch. Give us some things, talk about what you saw.
Situational awareness for the dispatcher. And one of the questions I asked him is, do you know where all your people are? And he's like, yeah, I do. I was like, how do you know? He said, it's in my head. And I turned to Chelsea, who was the second person in dispatch supposed to be helping him. I said, do you know where all the people are? And she didn't. And so I was like, okay, how do we get that picture out of your head and into hers, right? So then they drew a map and started marking off on the map where the people were, right? So I've been training them is, if you're the second person that come in, jump back up on the panel and make the announcement again, make subsequent announcements.
For you, who do you think was the supervisor that actually did all the stuff that we talked about? Who really ran this job today? Dispatcher. Something for everybody in the room to remember. Who really had the easy job? I know it's not an easy job, but they had to go there, figure out what they had to do, hunt the guy down, and do what they have to do to that guy. That's easy. It's the harder parts on the outside that get kind of crazy. Because you said it. You were stuck in this corner by that turnstile, and you're dealing with more people. And you said it. Civilians start yelling. Civilians start screaming. They're getting angry. They can't get out because, I don't know, the person's taking too long to work through the turnstile. Just go through the turnstile, man. And everybody can see that. And that's something to think about and take away from this. Because we always think about active shooter, I'm just going to go do what I have to do. And then we say, our other units that aren't armed are going to go for crowd control. Really, a discussion on crowd control is important. 100%. I will tell you right now, communication fails right off the board. And the only thing I can say in reality is, if you make no transmissions except for the fact that you're on scene and your next real-world transmission is the shooter's down on the top lobby, is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that, because in reality, the transmission is secondary to the actions in which they did.
Yeah.
And I think these officers understood that. And the artificiality of training and real world stepping on each other on the radio is absolutely there.
Yeah.
Because you also have to remember, there's one other thing we don't think about. You brought it up, that I have 100 people screaming at me wanting to get out. Now, I don't think there was a communication failure here at all.
No.
Because every one of our 4 locations was dealt with. Doesn't matter if their transmissions came over later, it was still dealt with. So I don't think there was a failure in your radio transmissions at all. Do I think we can clean them up? Absolutely. Not a problem. But do I think there was a failure in your communication system? Absolutely not. Because I was standing outside of dispatch following the job outside, calling in what was next, and I was able to follow everything. So in reality, if you want to talk communication, yeah, a little bit of problem, but I don't see communication being a problem. And I agree with you. Phenomenal job done by everybody in this room and the people that haven't come back. Anything else, bro?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Yeah.
I am good.
Anything, big man?
Yeah, you know, this was really good. We're definitely going to do more of the cold drills. I think quarterly we'll do probably a combination of just playing and then one cold drill. But a few things that we saw, and it came up on your survey when you initially did it. Westgate, we definitely have to focus on getting expanding or putting something on
Emergency gate.
Yeah, emergency gate. Yep. I saw in Central how he gets with the 2 phones, and I remember at some point, Chief, you and Charles, we did something where if it's busy, it goes to a supervisor's phone.
The two-way office network, we gave them an extension up at Central.
Okay, thanks.
The 911 calls, he made on the 3rd phone, the non-public number.
Oh, I didn't realize.
And he was making, and so he was answering the phone calls from you about, you know, because people were calling, you know, I'm stuck, what do I do? When he called 911, he called from the office phone. Right. So, and that's something to think about, because everybody forgets that there is a 3rd outside line up there. He was able to keep his phones clear for incoming and use that other phone for outgoing.
All of your officers, and I'm trying to, all of your officers did a great job.
Yeah.
All of your officers did a great job. Anything else from the table? Anything else from the table?
I just wanted to piggyback on what Lieutenant Frederick said. We should probably pay more attention to the central command role. I know things, we rotate and we shift.
Without them being said, I personally, again, want to thank everybody for putting up with me today. Thank you very much for working hard. Before anything, I'm just going to turn it over to my boss right over there.
Great, it really was an awesome job. I think everybody, all the participants did an outstanding job. It was excellent. And there's not going to be any warning in the real world, right? So this is all just going to happen that quick, you know, and all this stuff really came together on the fly really well. I think since we've been here, the last, 3 years since we've been working together, the strides that I think this team has really made is really impressive. We've been able to really, work together, and I think there's a lot of, clearly defined roles, that you guys were able to kind of coordinate, and I think it's really been much smoother. So one thing that I just want to note is that the civilian response, right? We didn't really deal with that here, right? Like, we have so many tenants on location, right? And that's why the communication is so important. Getting this OnSolve thing on, so that people know what's going on. What we didn't do, we didn't test you. We were just talking about it. You know how many people are going to call you during this incident? Philip, what the hell's going on? Oh, I can't get in. Where's my stuff? What the hell? I'm in building C. What's going on? Everybody is going to be calling you. So having those pre-scripted messaging systems that we can get out so that people are informed, because they want to know what the hell's going on here too. So the quicker you're notified, it's important too for dispatch to get you on the phone, tell you what's going on, keep you in the loop, and get that crisis team together so that we have those resources and we can track things, track finances, see what we're doing behind the scenes. Because not only is the incident being managed, actually the shooting, but you have a business, you have an operation to run, you have people that you report to, and they're going to be, trust me, they're going to want to know what the hell's going on here. So I think what we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on getting those tenants involved in this also. Getting their emergency plans, making sure that they know what this team is doing. They know where to go. They know what it means when that somebody's going to come over the loudspeaker and tell you that there's a situation going on in Building A. They know where their emergency evacuation route is. And you guys can know that too. You can keep those plans in dispatch or whatever you want to do. So I think we're on the right page here, but now the whole market has to get on the right page as well. So I think it's in phases, but I think we're definitely on the right path. So I think everybody did an outstanding job. It really went really well. Very happy with the turnout. But we have a lot of takeaways, right? Especially on the management level, in terms of policies, procedures, things that we should really get into play. Continuity of business, right? Because this place will be shut down for probably a long time, So, but I thought it was excellent. Chris, I just want to, recognize Chris as the facilitator. He always does a great job, but I think today he was the glue that kind of kept everything flowing. So, Chris did a great job. So, but that's it for me. So, Ken, you got anything?
Nothing. I'll just say thank you to everybody because you guys you make the drill. If you guys don't, if you're not into it, if you're despondent, don't really care, the drill isn't going to work. So you guys make the drill. We just show up and run it, but you guys actually make the drill happen. So much appreciation for that.